One of the requirements of design leadership, I believe, is to be able to open people's eyes to, the world-changing potential of design. I mean, it sounds a huge statement to make, but I think part of the job is to show people who have little interest in design just what they're missing if they don't tap into that potential. I think a lot of designers are frightened of communications because they don't have, a lot of them don't have the skills to be able to talk about the value of the work that they do. But there's plenty of help out there, to help people to get comfortable in talking about what they do. And I think that what's important for designers is to try to capture the story around the work that they're doing and then have some help in conveying that to people outside their own group, because they invariably can talk about it within their group. So in order to be able to talk about it outside their group, they have to make sure they've got enough language of that group outside such that the story can be understood. And so I think it's something that you, as a leader, whatever the leader is, as the team leader, one of the things you really have to do is to be able to help those individual designers to develop those communication skills. So I think those communication skills are A, important, and B, incredibly rewarding. Because when you can actually stand up, whether it's in your own team or you've been invited to go and talk somewhere outside the company, or even, a lunchtime session with colleagues who are not involved with you on your project work, and you can convey your simple story about the value that you have brought to this particular little enterprise that you've been working, it is so thrilling to get that across, and people look at you and say, yeah, I understand why you've done that. That's really good. And so it may only be just a little hit, but it's a really good little hit. And you get one or two of those, and you could begin to tell a wider story. The important thing is to be clear about what that story is, and not to waffle on. PR machine, I tend to think of a PR machine working outside the organisation, whereas what I'm talking about here is working inside the organisation. Because within a company, I think there is that role to be played, and that role is probably finite. That you can open people's eyes, and then after that you need someone who can then carry on the teaching and carry on the showing, and it's not necessarily the same person. So I think there is a finite time. That may be 5 years, it could be 15 years, but I mean it's definitely finite.